Because our next guest is known for his charismatic personality and his can-do attitude. Everyone, please welcome Newark Mayor Cory Booker.
I'm just...
Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat.
You know, I've been so obsessed with you ever since you ran into that burning building.
I appreciate that. Well,
You must hear that everywhere you go.
I hear that, but this is probably one of the most nervous interviews for me because Michael has so much damaging material on me.
You should know he guards it with his life because all we hear about is what a wonderful person you
I
are.
appreciate that, but I was the person that most significantly endangered Michael's football career back when he was playing.
He sure did.
Really?
I did, yes.
Tell me how.
Well, because, you know, we do this golf tournament last few years.
Be gentle on me, please.
Newark mentoring.
Okay.
So
Yes,
Newark
very
mentoring
important.
movement, right? Very important. And it's the only golf tournament where one of the hosts doesn't golf because he's horrible. And it's not me. That's all I'm saying.
Are you a terrible golfer?
I just want to give sort of a confidence boost to the other people. I don't want to embarrass them
Good for
with
you.
my skills.
Yes.
I mean, you don't, especially a guy like Michael has a fragile ego when it comes to other sports. He was so dominant in football. He
Yes.
thinks it translates to other things, but it doesn't necessarily do that.
Correct.
Yeah, but I did fear for my life. I really
You
did.
did.
I actually told him just stop playing and riding the cart. It'd be a lot better for everybody.
Because you were afraid that you were going to get hit with an errant ball or a
Yes,
club or...
and usually you stand behind the person,
Yes.
you're safe, not with Cory.
Okay, so this is the true story. I'm going to get up for this because this is embarrassing. I want to preempt his ability to. So Michael was standing behind me.
Okay.
And I was trying to. We didn't know each other as well, so I'm trying to impress him at this point. We're friends, and I want to hit the ball really hard and really fall. So I stand up there like a baseball player, one of the sports I'm comfortable with, not really having played golf before, and I swing very hard and I miss it.
Right.
And then I swing back as hard,
Yes.
and I hit it. I make great contact with the ball.
So the ball goes that way?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I'm telling you, when you hit a ball and you have that, it's really a good feeling when you hit it right. And I think I could start a new sport, backwards golf.
I feel like you're my dream golf partner.
But unfortunately,
well suited.
Michael at that point dives out of the way because a projectile was heading towards his person.
And the thing is,
for
though,
you.
what people don't realize, Cory was you're a football player in high school, and I think we have a picture of you in high school, and you got a football scholarship to
adorable.
You got a football scholarship to Stanford.
I played football at Stanford.
And what
yes.
position did you play?
I was a tight end. Yes.
I
yes.
see. I have you pegged for a quarterback.
I appreciate that.
No, he's not good looking enough.
Yes, I was the most overrated high school football player in America. I was all-American, but I always say I got into Stanford because of a 4.0, 1,600, 4.0 yards per carry, 1,600 receiving yards, and went there. But anyway, it was an ignominious moment in my golfing career, and since then I've ridden in the cart and not played.
I just have to go back to it for a second because we touched on it. It was my very favorite story when it happened. You ran into a burning building and saved a person, and you, of course, were mayor at the time as this is happening. And so I say to myself, as I'm reading the story and listening to it on the news, aren't there people, security assigned to you that are supposed to stop you from running into burning buildings?
Good question.
Right?
So first of all, most Americans would have done the same thing. You come home.
I think that you could be wrong. I think that most Americans run away from burning
I'm telling
buildings.
you, if you came up to your neighbor's house and a woman was coming down the stairs screaming that my child is still in the house, most Americans, I think, would charge up the steps. And that's what me and a security officer did do. And then we saw sort of things exploding and a fire sort of rolling through the kitchen. And at that point, my security guard did try to do his job, which was to drag me out of the building.
I have this fantasy for a comic book series where it's Mayor Cory Booker and your security guy that's assigned to you, and it's seen through his eyes where it's like, oh, here we go into the burning building again.
What have you got me into?
Oh, here we go.
Now,
Well, he thought his career. We had a very tense moment with some choice words between us when I told him to let go of me. He thought his job was over when he saw me sort of disappear into the kitchen. But I'm telling you right now, living in the city that I do, that was an instant moment. But I think real courage is defined by people who do that every single day.
Oh, well.
We have firefighters, we have police officers.
You have first-hand experience, so...
And really briefly before we go, we're doing this Newark mentoring movement charity golf tournament, and second year we're doing this. And who was your mentor?
Well, I'm a huge believer in mentors, and you and I as athletes, what usually often was our coaches.
Well, one of us is an athlete.
And so I grew up, and many of us did, in small towns where nobody's paid to do it, nobody's expected, required, and you have so many adults involved in your life. And the tragedy of America right now is we have thousands of kids on waiting lists for mentors. And it just takes 4 hours a month, the amount of time we spend watching our favorite TV show, just 4 hours a month. And so many of us look at our big problems in the world and they allow our inability to do everything to undermine our determination to do something. And being a mentor in a kid's life is transformative. My father was born poor to a single mother, and it was mentors, people intervening, that broke cycles of poverty. And that's how much power we have, but we don't exercise that power. We often get caught up when I call a state of sedentary agitation, when we're so upset about the world, but we don't get up and do something about it. Wow. Just 4 hours a month can reduce a kid's involvement in crime, can reduce a kid's early unsafe sex practices, could make kids more successful in school. So all of us can do something around mentoring, either getting involved.
Well,
it's the second annual Celebrity Golf Outing. It's Monday, July 15th in Jersey City. Go see Michael Strahan. Go see superhero Newark Mayor Cory Booker. And see how you can get involved.
don't stand behind him, all right?